Internet, and welcome to another book review. Today I'm going to be talking about the first book in a series that's been out for a while, but let's ignore the fact that I was late to the party and just be glad that I got there at all. Today I'm talking about Throne of Glass, the first book in the series by the same name, by Sarah J. Maas. I want to start this review off with saying please forgive me if I'm saying these names wrong, because it is a high fantasy novel and therefore the names are a bit interesting, lots of vowels going on, and I'm doing my best. This book starts out with readers meeting Selena Sardothian. She's in a prison camp in the salt mines at Endover, and she's probably never gonna get out. No one ever leaves the salt mines once they've been sentenced there. It's pretty much a death sentence. Except she has the opportunity that no one else has been given. The crown prince himself has come and wants to take her out. His father is looking for a new assassin, and he's holding a contest. Various nobles around the land are able to bring forth champions to compete for this honor, and Prince Dorian has chosen Selena. Because Selena isn't just your ordinary 18-year-old girl. She's in prison because she's the country's most lethal assassin. Once terms are negotiated, she agrees to go, and the adventure that unfolds is really quite epic. People have been describing this as Hunger Games meets Game of Thrones. I don't know if I would put it quite like that, but you're definitely on the edge of your seat. Selena is a strong, sometimes vain, very pretty, very teenage girl, but at the same time she is ruthless, and she has a certain set of skills that is terrifying, and all of these people around her are equally deep and complicated, and it makes for a very interesting story. The king of this land is cruel and heartless and awful. Prince Dorian seems a little bit cocky at first, but he grew on me. And then there's also the captain of the king's guard, Kale, who is Dorian's best friend, and he is awfully fond of our young assassin. After a year of going through the worst of hard labor, she's actually quite out of shape, so seeing her transform back into this human being and reacquire her skills, it was really quite a journey, and it was funny to see that even though her body was failing her, her mind was always sharp. And because this is high fantasy, there is definitely elements of magic at play. I don't want to give too much away, but trust me, you'll be surprised, and it just unfolds in a way that I completely didn't see coming. I will admit that while this is the first book in the series, this wasn't the first book in the series I read. Sarah's publisher, Bloomsbury, actually put together the prequel novellas that she had written and published that in its own volume called The Assassin's Blade. I highly recommend reading those novellas first, because I know personally this wasn't my first time trying to read Throne of Glass. It was taking me a while to sort of wrap my head around the world and who Selena was, because she is certainly not like girls that you meet all the time. But with the prequels, I got such a strong sense of who she is and what brought her to prison in the first place and how that plays into her later. I was actually lucky enough to meet Sarah at a recent stop on her tour. She was with Susan Dennard and Erica O'Rourke at Anderson's Bookshop in Naperville, Illinois, and oh my gosh, the three of them were hilarious. The question portion of the evening went on for an hour, and it was so nice to get to talk to each of them once I got up to the front of the signing line. Again, if you are a fan of high fantasy, girls that kick ass, and a whole lot of magic going on, pick up the Throne of Glass series. Book 2, Crown of Midnight, is already out, and Heir of Fire just hit library shelves and bookstore shelves too. So you have already the first half of this 6-book planned series available to you. All of my usual links are down below. Comments are always welcome, and that's it for me for now. Take care. Bye!